Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for North Dakota Today on this Tuesday. Got my cup of coffee because it is National Coffee Day, which I celebrate coffee every day.
I do too. Just so you know, Lisa was doing one of these a moment ago. She's like, hey, it's Tuesday. Way to go. We
made
did
it to Tuesday. And I was like, how are you doing? I don't know. Mondays always seem like double days to me because, you know, it's a struggle to get up. You work all day. Marley had her first junior high volleyball game yesterday. So It was like a big, big day, mostly for mom, but for her too. You know, I was really excited to watch her game.
Did she have any spikes?
She had to wear a mask the whole time, which, you know, her coach made her. The other team didn't necessarily. And we had to be masked and separated. The parents had to be separated. No spikes, but she has one heck of a serve.
Oh,
she had a few aces there. So, yeah, I was very impressed. My grandpa Ron was as well. He's like, wow, because I thought maybe, you know, I talked to her, I was like, should we do a little extra coaching, maybe, you know, get some lessons, you know, for serving and stuff, just knowing that that's, you know, for basketball, it's shooting. And she was like, no, Mom, I'm fine. I was like, and then I went to the game. I'm like, no kidding. That girl didn't need any help. She was great. So, yeah, I think it's fun, too, with, you know, they're all 7th graders, so they're all really the same, you know, skill level. A lot of girls. Marley didn't play organized volleyball before this. You know, there's Volt and, you know. So she did some camps, and we've played a lot of, like, backyard volleyball, but I thought she held her own.
Good for her.
So there's some other gals, too, that I thought on the team were really incredible that we're going to see, you know, spiking, you know, and yeah, it was really great. And we actually played the Packers, so it was the 7th grade, you know, Packers versus the Mustangs. Anyway, I'm super excited. And I did not, Jordan, my colleague on the Valley today, said, did you have to give her a hard time? I was like, no, but you know what? She would look, and I had my mask on, so she didn't know if I was happy or sad. But I still yelled and cheered. I was not hard on her at all. Because sometimes during basketball, I am a little bit hard on her, but. Anyway, so it was a great day.
Give us an idea of what it's like during basketball season. I want to hear Boudreaux in the stands.
I'm not as bad as some parents, but I do get a little spirited.
Like, give us an example. What do you say?
Move your feet. Don't reach in. Like, got to take that shot or finish that shot. You know, like. All the same things that my dad yelled at me when I was, if Grandpa Ron's watching right now, my number was 20, he'd be like, 20!
Oh, you would?
Oh, yeah, he'd be like, 20. Quit reaching in. I had a problem with reaching in. If you remember, I used all of my fouls, and all of them were poorly used on reaching in, but I used Marley's name, but my dad, he didn't. He just yelled my number.
That's a great strategy in your dad's part, because then the rest of the parents are like, oh, he obviously doesn't know her. He's just like critiquing number 20's play.
I grew up in a very small town. Everyone knew that was my dad yelling at me. But everything he said was true.
But at least on the travel games, though, they'd be like, oh, wow, that guy's really into this, even though he doesn't even know who that is. But, hey, 20.
I noticed yesterday there was you know, it's brand new young girls playing volleyball. So there's still a bit of that, you know, you got to call it, because it would be like nobody, especially with girls, they don't want to like bump each other or hit each other. So then they'd be like, and then the ball would fall right there. And then they'd be like, you have to call it.
So is Marley intense? Like, is she getting in people's faces like, come on, call it? Or is she just kind of
she's not too intense, but I did hear her say to each other, you know, you know, the big one, though, they're mostly very supportive of each other. It was, you got this, you got this. That was what they said for everything when someone was serving. Or, you got this, you got this. I was like, let's change up the, you know, I don't know. I was just absorbing it all. I thought they did awesome. In both teams, I thought it was really great. So,
is she uber competitive, or is she pretty?
She's pretty competitive, yeah. So
that's good.
I think it's, you know, it's going to be, I don't know, you have to be. I'm from a small town where you had to play sports just to fill out the teams.
Right.
You know, and now we're living in a, you know, a bigger town, and you have to be pretty good to get to play sports. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, whatever she does,
as long as she's having fun. And I mean, maybe she'll transfer into beach volleyball, which would be great.
Amazing.
And you have to go to San Diego and Honolulu all the time. So that would be good.
I love beach volleyball. That's amazing. So the other big, it's game week.
Yes.
You know, talk about, you know, competitive. We're talking Bison football.
So what did you do last night? I'm curious, because you had Monday Night Football and the Stanley Cup finals.
Cup, right? It was Stanley Cup. It was Stanley Cup in our house, but I did go to bed before the game was over. But I don't know. I have some friends who live in Texas, so they're cheering for the Stars. I feel like most people around here, maybe, but.
Yeah, I mean, just remember the old North Stars?
Yeah.
Those are the greatest jerseys, that big N and the big star there. We need to bring those back. But yeah, I think the Stars ended up winning it, right? Or the Lightning won?
No, the Lightning won.
The Lightning did? Okay.
So it was a sad. So I was going to say I would have been cheering for the Stars. I'm not sure who JV was cheering for. He's a Boston Bruins fan, so he was up all night. He was like very focused.
Oh, he
well, the
was?
last game too, he was like, "This could be the night," you know. Every night he was like, "This could be the night. This could be the end of it. This could be." I was like, "Oh yay!" I was excited, but for a different reason. Because
So is he a guy that like yells at the TV, or is he just pretty chill and like?
oh no, yeah, he's
into
very
it?
vocal. Yep, in hockey, just
He's
like
like
football.
20, don't reach in.
Don't reach in. Slashing, that was slashing. I'm trying to think of some of the terms he uses, you know, but definitely slashing, icing.
Pass the puck.
Pass
shoot
the
it.
puck. You know,
I'm assuming.
I tease him all the time because I heard one time in a sports cast, put it right up there where one time I watched two sports casts. You know where he put it, right? You know where they keep the peanut butter, top shelf. So I say that so much to him that he finds that very annoying. But you know, I could probably not be a sportscaster. I would run out of things to say. Like that's not the top shelf, but that's the only term I know for.
Oh my gosh! So
hockey.
you know where they put it? Where they put the peanut butter? That's what you said.
Top shelf? Yeah, put it right where you keep the peanut butter. Top shelf. Scored. Okay, but back to the Bison.
I don't know what's worse. Do you actually say that, or you put the peanut butter on the top? Like the peanut butter needs to be right where you can grab it, like
No,
easily.
peanut butter's top shelf. Like the toaster's here, then you grab the peanut butter. Like it makes sense. You know, that was like a really bad, like me trying to shoot a hockey puck. I was like, it was more like a baseball.
We need to get you on the ice.
So
Does he
this
say
is-
keep your stick on the ice
I keep
too?
wanting to talk to you about Bison football because I want to know what you
sorry.
think. The whole focus was, you know, the game on Saturday, but I guess yesterday for, you know, media availability, everybody wanted to know, is this his last game in a Bison uniform?
Really?
Do you think so?
I mean, I don't know. Did you see what Jabril Cox did over the weekend?
Oh my gosh, he was amazing. Well, he scored the first touchdown for them, right?
On an
Okay.
INT. So, I mean, it makes you wonder when you see Jabril Cox step in. And I don't know if I told you this, but Ed Ogeron, who's the coach for LSU, was doing a radio interview. And one day they were like, hey, how's this Jabril Cox guy doing? And Ed Ogeron's like, he's the best player on the field.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
so there's no doubt that Lance could probably step up. And I'm sure as a young man, he's going, wait a second. As I've said every day now for the past 2 weeks, the Pac-12 is playing, the ACC is playing, the SEC is playing. So I'm sure he's like, wait a second, why can't the Missouri Valley play?
I love this though because he got pressed pretty hard yesterday, and he's like, I'm 1,000% focused on this game. So, you know,
he's
stop
well
talking
coached.
to me about. Yes, exactly. And I was reading some stuff too, and they're like, well, he knows how to play the game, but. You know, I do think they do that like one week to the, you know, they're focused on the next game. So he has to have a good game this game, you know,
what
otherwise.
would be amazing though is that he goes through the first half of the game, does his thing. They're going to win, so he's not going to play much of the game. But then in the second half, if he put on like an LSU hat or a USC hat,
just to get people worked up.
Exactly.
I don't know. Oh, our director just said a Vikings.
Or a
game. Yeah,
Gophers
you know,
hat,
there's all that talk. We think, because I know I just talked to someone who's like, well, for sure the Vikings are going to take him. But remember with Carson Wentz, I think we knew for sure he was going to the Browns.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the Browns are pretty high, and then
and then all of a sudden,
and then they just whiffed as usual.
It changed. Everything changed. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, if you haven't been following, maybe he'll, you know, go pro after this one game. But there's
he's
a
not
lot.
going to go pro. I mean, he definitely could possibly bump it up. So yeah, you can see here 1 p.m. We got the Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show. Beth and the crew will give you some just fantastic coverage. Again, we got to give kudos to our graphics people. It's incredible. And then Central Arkansas will be in town. Kickoff is at 2:30 p.m. Let's hear your best rendition of Thunderstruck real quick. Can you do that?
No. I am ready, though. All you have to say is Thunderstruck, and I like feel it in my bones, though, so I'm excited. All right, well, we are getting you ready for the big game. We're doing some more home gating menus with Cashwise. That's next.